So I'm sure by now everyone's well aware that Halo Infinite's first flight dropped this weekend. It was all over social media, people were streaming it, everyone was having a good time all around. And the main point of this was to test bots while also showcasing the technical features of the game, how it kind of plays and all that, and also searching for bugs. So 343 knows what to fix before launch and knows what to warn people about if they can't fix it directly before launch. So that being said, I was one of the lucky few who actually got to play the game and try things out, and I want to talk about my experiences. I want to share with you guys what I think of the game, my thoughts and all that, and I by extension cover a bit of the content that was in this flight. And yeah, I kind of want to talk about Halo. It's one of my favorite games. So without any further ado, let's hop right into it. So, kind of starting small here, I want to talk about the customization, which was actually it was really nice for what we got to see in the flight. Not much was there. You could only customize a few things. You couldn't even really customize your emblem without going on the Waypoint app on your phone, which not a lot of people knew. It wasn't really explicitly talked about. I don't even think it was supposed to be a feature. But what we did get to customize was like your helmet, your armor, just like your visor a little bit, your shoulders, your knee pads. There wasn't really much there. There was a few things you could unlock in the battle pass. It was mostly kind of just there to get you to give you a feel of it. Despite that, I still got to make a pretty nice Spartan, even though I didn't get to finish the battle pass, even because I was 150 XP short. I really wanted the Trailblazer helmet, and I couldn't get it because I was 150 XP short. So I'm looking forward to the full game being out where I don't have to worry about something like that happening. It was very similar to Reach's customization with a bit of Halo 4 mixed in, which is kind of like the best thing they could do. It's really nice, it's really clean. I'm sure you guys have seen it already around the internet. I'm showing it on screen right now, probably. It's really nice overall. I can't really think of any complaints besides, well, yeah, I can think of one. So when you click an item, right, to put it on, it opens you up into a separate tab where you had to click a checkbox to put it on, which is a little annoying. It's more of just like a tedious thing. I kind of wish you could just click it and have like a separate button for opening up its lore tab and all that. It'll probably grow on me. I don't think they're going to remove it, so I'm not really going to complain about it too much. I just don't like having to click the checkbox. Tripping over my words here. I don't like having to click the checkbox because it's tedious to me. Other than that, customization was really nice. Coatings are cool. It kind of sucks that you can't have two coatings on one. Like you can't have the secondary and primary color. You're stuck with the solid color. I kind of hope that changes. I'm indifferent on it, and I'm not at the same time. Another really cool thing about the customization is AI customization. You get your own personal AI, as you've all seen before. You get four to choose from. You get Butler, you get Lumu, you get Fret, and you get Cirque. And trust me, I believe in Cirque supremacy.
Oh, this is beautiful.
You can't get any better than an AI mom just congratulating you on the field, or when you start the game going, let's be the best little killing machine we can be. I fucking love Cirque supremacy on this channel, alright? And my least favorite would be Fret, which is heresy, I guess, because a lot of people love Fret. I think Fret's fucking annoying. Close second, though, Butler. Butler's like a commanding British, Australian, I can't really figure out his accent. Really like commanding, nice voice. He's got some funny lines as well. I really like Butler. And then Lumu's alright. I don't really have any complaints with Lumu. But you can customize them by shape, which is what they look like, and then their colors. You can't choose their shape, it's just they look like different shapes. But AIs are really cool. It's something I never knew I needed in Halo. There's a lot of AI potential for Halo Infinite. Personally, I want a non-canon Roland AI. I think that'd be cool. I really like Roland from Halo 4 and 5. Overall, personally, it's a 10 out of 10 customization system for me. I really like how in-depth it is. And like I said, the only problem I have is just having to tick that checkbox to equip an item. So yeah, that's my thoughts on customization. I want to briefly touch on the shop UI and battle pass system. I don't really have much to say about it, but I still want to cover it just so you guys know what's going on. The shop is actually pretty good so far. 343 is definitely keeping the promise of microtransactions only being cosmetic. However, there is the challenge swap and the XP boost, which I think cost about 100 credits each, which I'm a little iffy on. You can earn them on the battle pass, but I don't know how I feel exactly about them being just things you can buy in the shop. They don't really do any harm though, honestly. So I'm pretty indifferent on that whole system. As for the Battle Pass was a lot of fun to play with and kind of experiment with. It's very similar to MCC's. It's also similar to other Battle Passes and other games. It's a relatively simple concept, and I really have no problems with it. It seems fine. I don't really have much to say about that. Same kind of goes for the UI. The UI is really nice. It's in depth. It's very it's very good. It's very simple and nice to understand. There is something cool about it though. You can really customize the game to your taste. For example, I turned off Bloom, which was really nice. Kind of moving forward to gameplay now. It's actually a lot of fun. It feels a lot like Halo 3 and a bit like Halo 5 with the enhanced mobility, which actually isn't that bad. I haven't seen much hate about it. And it's also a bit like Halo 4, which all combined together to make some sort of unholy but holy trinity of Halo, which is really nice. I really like how it plays. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited for other people to get their hands on it and kind of try it out. It's overall just one of my favorite Halo games now, just because of the feel of it. Also, the gunplay. Don't even get me started on that. That is phenomenal. Every weapon it has that power to it. It has that oomph. It has that. It feels good to shoot the guns. The sniper's a bit iffy, but every other gun and every other weapon in the game is just. I love it. I love it. I have no problems with them. The sidekick, the new sidearm, is very strong, very reliable. It does kind of take away from the battle rifle and the commando because it's a very reliable weapon. I can get headshots of that thing consistently. I can kill people with it consistently. It is like the baby of the Halo CE Magnum. So I'm assuming it might get nerfed a little bit, but in this first flight, perfection. I love it. It's a bit OP. And like I said, the Commando's a really nice gun. I actually really like the Commando. I've had a lot of fun with it. There's like a skill gap there because of its recoil. However, you land those shots, very powerful gun, very nice, very good feeling. It sounds great. I love it. I'm also a big fan of guns that aren't made by like the typical UNSC manufacturers in the lore. So that's very cool. And not to go on about guns and weapons, I do want to touch on the gravity hammer briefly. A lot of people were worried about it because in the trailer it didn't look like it had that power that gravity hammers have had in the past. And let me tell you, that trailer is deceiving. The gravity hammer, oh my god, the gravity hammer is such a powerful weapon. That thing, when you slam it down, you feel like you could destroy a planet. You are God Almighty with the gravity hammer. It's become my friend Noah's favorite weapon in the game. When he gets that thing, he's just running around bunking people, fucking slapping them with the hammer. He doesn't give a shit. That hammer, probably the best iteration I've seen of a grav ham in any Halo game. And you can quote me on that. Really, that's all I kind of want to say about the weapons before getting too off topic here. So let's move on. Briefly touching on the AIs that are featured in the game, Butler, Surg, Fret, and Lumu. Personally, they don't really take me out of the game. I find them really fun. They don't really take away from Jeff Stizer at all, and they're really nice companions to have on the battlefield, which it varies from person to person. Some people love them, some people are indifferent, some people absolutely hate them. In my personal experience, I like them. However, I think maybe, just a huge maybe here, a future to turn them off or mute them. So certain players who just absolutely despise them aren't going to be clouding the Halo community with, I fucking hate these AIs, they're the worst thing ever added to Halo, I want them gone. I just think a nice middle ground where you can choose to mute them, like Spartan Chatter, would be nice. And kind of touching on Spartan Chatter, I like it. I'm someone who personally doesn't like doing team chat or whatever because I'm very awkward talking to people I don't know right off the bat. And I much more prefer just kind of listening to music or watching something while I play games. So Spartan Chatter is really nice because it feels like you're working with a team and I really like it. And like I said, a lot of people probably don't like Spartan Chatter, but the feature to mute it's already there. So I mean, that's already been solved. So let's move on. The next thing I want to touch on is actually the maps. I really liked all three that we got to play during the flight, especially Bazaar. Bazaar has become my favorite Halo map, I think, of all time. I really just love the design of it, the feel of it, the look of it. Everything about Bazaar is perfect to me, and I honestly love it. You can just the key to that map is just running around and being mobile the entire time, and you have such like a large playground to play with. You got like a vent, you got the grapple hook. You can slide around. You got things you can kind of parkour on. It's a very nice map. And then recharge is also really nice. That's more of like a stationary map for me personally. I find myself kind of staying in that area with the BR or the commando and popping shots off. It's a really nice map also because it has the grapple shot, so you can pull off some pretty sick shit with it. And I really like recharge as well. And lastly, we got to play the Academy map, which was also just a really well-balanced map. There wasn't really much going on there. There was stuff kind of going on in the background, like a pelican would fly around occasionally. But it was just like it was a cool map. It wasn't anything special. It was a nice intro map to Halo Infinite. I really like it. Kind of moving on from that, I'm going to talk about enhanced mobility now, which is it's not. I don't really know what to say about it. It's there and it's not there at the same time. Like, it doesn't take away from Halo like it did in Halo 5. Halo 5 felt like it was built around the esporty, enhanced mobility, kind of like just moving around. They got rid of armor abilities and equipment, just entirely to replace it with enhanced mobility, which was a really poor decision, and I'm liking what they're doing now, where it's there, but you don't necessarily have to use it. You got like the Halo 3 bounciness, but also the Halo 4, Halo 5 kind of climbing and running aspect of it, which was nice. I don't really have any problems with it. It's very well balanced, and yeah, it's really all I got to say about maps and enhanced mobility. I'm going to move on to the more core topic now. So as stated in the beginning of this video, bots were kind of the core reason for the flight to exist. 343 wanted to test out how the bots would work in a multiplayer setting, and they also wanted to allow the bots to learn from players to like kind of improve how the bots AI functions. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'm in no way, shape, or form a technical guy. I kind of just that was the kind of grasp of knowledge I got there. They were actually very intelligent, all three levels. Like Marines, they were pretty easy to fight against. However, like they could pose a challenge at times. Like they really liked meleeing you, at least in my experience. And then the ODST, they took the melee up to like 10, and they also were moving around a lot more. They were a lot more mobile. And then Spartans didn't feel too difficult to me. They felt a little more challenging at times. Like they would get more kills than the ODSTs would. However, I really, I never lost a match against any of the bots, so they're really good for practice, but there's not really a huge, like, difficulty there, unless you're just terrible with the mechanics. Overall, I actually really liked how we got to test out bots. We did briefly get to play PvP, which was actually a lot of fun. It was more like indicative of how the final game will be, like multiplayer wise, which was really nice to see. We only got to see it briefly since future flights are going to be focused on multiplayer. But yeah, bots are actually pretty cool. They're really well designed. They're intelligent. I liked them a lot. And it was kind of funny seeing their quirks. Like on Twitter, I saw one of them learned how to teabag. In my own experience, I kind of learned that bots, you can kind of confuse them when you're below them or above them. I think they get confused by their radar. I don't know if I have any footage of this, but they get kind of confused by their radar and they get stuck looking down or looking up. And it was really interesting to see. But yeah, that kind of concludes my whole thoughts on the bots there. And I think that leads us to my my closing thoughts, my bugs and all that. See you there. So right before I give my closing thoughts and all that on Halo Infinite, I wanted to take a brief moment to talk about the bugs that I experienced in the game. And I actually didn't experience too many that were like game breaking or like just crappy in general. I'm going to start with my bigger ones and kind of work down. I'm going off memory here. There was a few times where when you would launch the game, it wouldn't like let you open after pressing spacebar or clicking to like log in basically. That was a pretty common one that a lot of people got. All you had to do was restart it, so it wasn't a big deal. You would get booted from multiplayer occasionally, or you wouldn't be able to load into multiplayer. A game restart would fix it. Um, what else? One time I got killed by a bot, and when I respawned, my entire game froze. My entire PC froze, and my only way to fix it was completely force shutting my PC off. That one's a pretty big one. I don't know why I didn't open with that. Um, that one wasn't like annoying. I thought it was kind of funny that a bot punched me so hard that it broke my game. Um, but yeah, that one was fixed by a shutdown. I don't know how rare that one is. I'm gonna report all like that. I'm gonna report that one and a few other ones on the support page or whatever after this video. What else? A few graphical glitches here and there. Like sometimes certain things would be pink. Certain icons or like items wouldn't load on the battle pass. Same with like customization. Um, what else? Oh, hit registration wouldn't like work sometimes. You'd go to kill something and you would clearly like you get 2 melees and kill the bot. However, the bot wouldn't die. I think that was either like the servers being fucky, could have been a bug with hit registration, could have been internet problems, all three of the above even. Wasn't really a big deal. What else? There was one I think everyone got one day where Butler was just completely red. That one was kind of funny. What else? I'm trying to think. That's really all that comes to mind. Oh, I got one. This one's pretty big too. My friend Noah, he when he was trying to rebind his tab button or whatever to check the scoreboard, every time he'd attempt to rebind it or press tab, it would completely break his game, forcing him to restart it, which was pretty funny. And that actually kind of leads me over to key bindings. I would set key bindings and I would set settings, and then I would like get off the game and log back on later, and it would either be completely reset or most of them would be reset, which was kind of annoying. Very clearly something that will be fixed before launch. Just annoying at times. I eventually just gave up and played with default key bindings, but I would change my sensitivity and a few other things each game. So that concludes my thoughts on bugs. To close out this video, I just want to recap what I've said. Halo Infinite's extremely fun. It's extremely promising. Mostly any worries I had were just kind of wiped away. I really honestly can't think of a single worry that I have about Halo Infinite besides in the next few months the game being spoiled by data miners. Which, by the way, if you're someone who's actively on Twitter, I'll probably put it on screen now. Mute some of these like core words. I don't know if they pertain to spoilers at all. It's just good to have stuff like flood muted, stuff like Cortana muted. It's good to have stuff like that muted that could be core aspects or could not be core aspects in the story. Just leave them muted until the game comes out, or as long as you can. I'm hoping that people that are like posting leaks are just getting DMCA'd because that is a break of contract right there, or a break of NDA or something like that. It's really shitty too just to post spoilers for a game that's not even out yet. Other than that, the game's really good. I really enjoyed it. A lot of Halo fans enjoyed it. I really only saw a few negative things about it, which mostly came from people thinking it's indicative of the final product, or just the typical people who don't really like Halo and like only just want to talk shit about it and stuff like that. So overall, Halo fans like Halo Infinite. I like Halo Infinite. It's a good game. Sorry that my commentary's been a bit fast this video as well. I'm not used to doing commentary videos. Kind of like shifting towards Halo content too as well, because it's something I really enjoy. So if you found me because you were looking for Halo Infinite stuff, feel free to subscribe. I will be covering more Halo stuff. Like I have a series I run about playing through all the campaigns. I have a lot of other Halo lore videos I kind of want to explore, stuff like that. So if that's your cup of tea, or if my channel, if you've looked at it as your your cup of tea, feel free to subscribe, and thank you for watching.